Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys. So I know that we didn't have Hot Messy on Monday, and I kind of apologize, but I don't, only because I don't want to waste your time when we don't have enough topics to discuss. But it is Friday, and we have had a lot that has come out over the weekend. Or the week, the weekend and the week. I guess really the weekend was sort of a continuation of last Friday's Hot Messy Topics, and I think that's why we kind of pushed it off. But so much has come out since then, especially with the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You name it, we got it. We have a lot to discuss. So in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed and definitely hit that notification bell. And then after this, we have our members only live, where we have had a little bit of a tougher week over the past week. We're going to explain all of that to you guys, but we have a lot of exciting things coming up. And I made a big oops, and I will share that with you guys as well. So yeah, with that, let's welcome the husband, who likes to be addressed as Jason. So let's welcome Jason. Hello.
What's the point? Like, what's the point now?
You look good.
Hey, thank you. You do too.
My God. Wow.
Oh my God. Look at your hair. I love you without a hat. Like, I have to agree with everyone who says you look better without a hat. Well, I love you without a hat.
You know, I do sometimes miss the signature hat.
But who is that a signature for? Like,
it's, well, I guess sometimes it's really just like a lazy boy way of doing it, you guys. So yeah, I'm trying to be better. You know, but we have so much going on. And guys, again, like I said at the very beginning, we do have members only after this, and it's going to be an interesting one. So just, if you're not a part of the members, make sure that you join. That way you guys can catch exactly what we have to share with you. We're about to leave out of town in the next few days. We're going to New York City. So we'll talk about all of that. But in the meantime, we have some Bravo topics to get to. So you guys also know how this works. In between topics, if you have a question, just post it with a capital Q in front. That way we can make sure that we flag it and we can put it in the queue, and then we can answer the questions in between topics. Shall we just jump right in now?
Let's jump right in. By the way, just for members, I know I gave away 10 memberships. If you're ever early leading up to BravoCon, we're going to be giving away a lot of memberships because, as promised, you know, we do have our members only lives where we kind of get on and just shoot the shit, I guess you could say. But we do have a lot of like behind the scenes content and our vlogs coming up. I know you guys have been bugging us because we've been promising this for such a long time, but now is the time. So this is the time to join members. If you haven't, our I can't even talk. Wow. Our memberships are only $2.99 a month. Definitely, if you're going to join and you're going to add memberships to your YouTube account, do it online. Do it on a desktop. Don't do it on your phone, especially if you have an iPhone, because I don't know why it charges $3.99. It's that Apple tax. So definitely go on to the browser, but it's definitely worth it. It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys. So we're going to start off with this. I know that we've been talking about the Dr. Wendy Osefo drama, and I'm going to bring Jason up to speed just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory. Now, Wendy Osefo, clearly we know her from the Real Housewives of Potomac, and her husband, Eddie. They were both arrested on October 9th on multiple fraud-related charges. So she's facing 16 charges, 7 felony counts of insurance fraud, 8 misdemeanor counts of conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and 1 misdemeanor count of making a false statement to a police officer. Eddie's are pretty similar, but this case is just getting more and more interesting. So Wendy is now arguing in her court filings that the arrest was illegal because there was an unlawful search or seizure. And so she's saying that the charging document has defects to it. So she is demanding that this entire case be thrown out. And she seeks suppression of evidence, wire intercept statements, confessions on grounds of constitutional violation. And she's also requested severance of her trial from her husband's because she does not want to be on the same trial as Eddie Osefo. Now, as of right now on the court docket, Eddie does not have an attorney. So we've come to kind of figure this out, which is interesting because he is an attorney. But she demanded access to full evidence like witness names, informant identities, police reports. And I'm not quite sure why she is looking into the witness names, the identities, the informants. Like that to me kind of throws me off. But on top of that, if you guys are not aware, Wendy did resign from her visiting professor role at the university amid all of this legal drama. And she took to social media saying, and through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers following her arrest. And we're going to see how this plays out. But I have never seen somebody just demand that the charges get thrown out. And then on top of the demanding that the charges get thrown out, she's saying, I want the full access to the witness list and the informants. Like, wait,
you know what?
Are they not protected?
I don't know. I do want to say, I know Emily D. Baker did a great breakdown of this on her channel. Also, Bravo Docket, if you guys listen to them, they're really all good friends of ours. They have a lot of insight when it comes to they get into the details of the legalities. Right. Now, the things about this that I'm not understanding is she's not saying it didn't happen. They're not saying they didn't do it. You know what I mean? And that just comes off weird. You know, another thing that I come off weird, and I'm not like putting anyone's faith down or whatever, but why are we only thanking God when shit happens? Why does no one thank God when like the world is given to them? They're like, oh, thank you, God. Like, I'm counting my blessings. I'm grateful. It's always when I'm in trouble. I have to lean into my faith. I have to lean into God. And that just bothers me sometimes. You know what I mean?
I feel like you can lean into that a little bit more because you grew up in the Mormon church. And I always on Sundays, like my dad would say, son, this is the church of the Holy Huddle. And we would put on NFL. So I mean, listen, I'm not Mormon now, but I do have my own faith too. But I'm just kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's wild to me. But this is the thing that keeps getting more and more crazy. It's wild to me because I think we all know that Dr. Wendy Osefo is the last person that we would think would ever, I think, scheme this up, allegedly, that we would be caught doing something like this, that would even fathom thinking about it, you know? And it just gets more wild because I think now are they going to let the episode roll of Wife Swap? Yeah. So that's coming out in November. By the way, Tara Leitner, thank you so much for the super sticker. That episode's going to be coming out in November. And now there's rumors that she might actually be rewarded for this as far as a storyline, meaning that she might be a more highly valued housewife as far as her compensation for coming back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, which would be interesting. And I saw a lot of comments from the fans where they were like, well, if you're not committing fraud these days, then how are you even a housewife? And I'm like, that's not a thing. That's not what it should be going on, because I think different franchises offer different things. Obviously, Salt Lake City is, it has fraudulent people on their cast, or had, right? Maybe still does. We don't know. Jersey has gotten known for that too, but there are it just makes the other franchises look bad too. It's like the other housewives who are actually putting storylines and filming, and it just comes so natural, as opposed to, I have to do this awful thing to stay relevant and to stay on the show. It's not great. It's not a good look. And it definitely still takes me back to you guys, to the whole conversation that we've seen multiple times. I don't know why my left eye is like twitching. I apologize, guys. But it does take me back to the whole conversation that we've seen Candace Dillard-Bassett have, and also Ebony K. Williams and a few other people saying that they feel like Dr. Wendy Osefo and Eddie Osefo are being targeted because they are a successful Black family. And I love that for them. First of all, they have a lot more than we do, right? They're way more successful as far as academically. And I mean, definitely as far as academically, like Jason has. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Yeah. But no, going back to it, it's like, no, this is not what this is about. This is actually just about the simple fact that if you fucking commit the crime, then you have to pay the time. So if you go out and you do something, if I rob a store, right? If I go up to my local gas station and I'm like, give me all the money, and somebody else who doesn't look like me does the same thing, and we both get caught, guess what? We're both going to have to pay the crime, or pay the time for the crime. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna do the whole like, well, it's because he's gay thing. Like, come on. And you know what? The thing when we start pointing out like that, when we start saying that these people in these privileged positions are being targeted. Sorry, guys, I can't talk today. When these people of privilege, basically, who are being targeted, it takes away from actual people who are being targeted racially. You know what I mean? Like people on the streets, people in everyday crimes. We see it all the time, and I think it just kind of. It's like you're on television. You chose to do something really, really stupid.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, the evidence is not stacking up to be in their favor. So I don't even know what to say, but I think everyone should take a step back. I think we should wait to see what happens. There might be some pieces of information that we're not privy to. Also, I'm on the fence of a lot of things recently, especially when it comes to the Jen Shah of it all, or the Wendy Osefo, or Teresa and stuff, because there's been so many arguments, and I've seen it go back and forth where they're comparing Wendy to, well, look at Teresa. Well, they were filming Jen Shah, and those are all valid points, but I feel like this is so new. It's so fresh still, and I think they see their court date, what, November 11th, 12th, something like that.
So their court date is right around the corner.
It's the other BravoCon.
Yeah. God.
And like
you're full of the little zingers this morning, aren't you?
No. I just feel like it is very fresh. There's a lot of information we might not be privy to, and I think that a lot of people are on the fence because they're like, "Hey, this is reality TV. We want to see how these situations are going to play out." You know, and then on the other mix, it's like, you can't remove Wendy Osefo off the show if you filmed Teresa going through all of this. If you filmed Jen Shah all the way up to her court date, it isn't really fair. And I kind of agree with that. I just think that it kind of devalues the whole Housewives franchise when we're all frauds. You know what I mean? You're taking away from the ones we want to see, the ones with money and not those problems, and the cotton candy drama and the stuff that we used to see. And I want to see the Lisa Vanderpumps and the Bethany Frankels. I want to see their businesses. I want to see them thrive. Andy brought up a great point last time on Watch What Happens Live to Shannon Beador. It was nice to watch you guys on this episode, last night's OC episode, because everyone was enjoying themselves and having fun, and I enjoyed watching it. So I have to agree,
I agree. And going back to the Dr. Wendy Osefo of it all before we end up kind of moving on, one, I think it's smart for her to request a separate trial, but also two, I ended up speaking, you guys, with Emily D. Baker, and I know that she covered this. And in my conversation, I just asked her, with all of the evidence that has been mounted up against them, like, where is your mind at? Could he potentially be disbarred? Could they potentially do jail time? And she was like, well, at this point, what I really was not as much aware of was the fact that Eddie sent those emails to Dr. Wendy Osefo. So those emails clearly implicate you when you're saying, hey, like, what else can we add in there? Like, do you have Chanel purses or boots? Or this is not verbatim, but something to that effect. Like, is there more stuff that we can add in there that we can potentially use in order to hit that max for that insurance return? And so I've never seen people who are so book smart, but so street stupid.
I know. It's insane.
Like it's actually fucking wild. TT Doll, thank you. You can wink at me anytime with your left eye. Thank you.
Yeah, like this. Do Twitch.
I appreciate that. No, but guys, we're going to obviously continue to keep following this. I clearly don't see a world where Dr. Wendy Osefo is going to be at BravoCon. However, after Shannon crashed her car into the side of a house, she was at BravoCon. So we don't actually know what the case is going to be, but we'll be boots on the ground. And if she isn't there, we'll know.
I don't think so. I think it's too soon. It's too fresh. And if she has a court date right before, like, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, Shannon's was in October. I mean, it wasn't fraud charges. It was a DUI. It was different.
Yeah. God, they all get in trouble, huh?
They all get in trouble.
They always say they're like the sorority of women. I'm like, you guys are like a sorority in a college. Like, you guys are crazy.
Okay.
It's insane.
All right, guys, we're going to take some
thank
questions before we move on. Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you, guys. Jason gifted up to 10 Up and Atom membership. So again, join us right after this, guys. I made a big oops and I will be sharing that. But again, this week has been a little bit more of a challenging one. Jay Goldfarb said, Adam, are you going to cover Wife Swap? It was so funny. Listen, if you guys want to talk about it in the live chat and then while we're on hot, messy topics, absolutely. Am I going to do a specific coverage of it? No, it doesn't call for that. There's no reason to do that. Moving on, Toaster JB, thank you so much, new member. Math, thank you so much for gifting up the 10 memberships. Oi. Why does Jen get first seat at the reunion? There's one episode left and I still don't get it. Honestly, I'm not quite understanding a lot of the seating charts these days. When it
Look
comes
at Miami.
I mean, but I understood Stephanie. I just didn't necessarily understand Alexia.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
What's going on,
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think of Off-Grid Angie on the new Wife Swap? You guys, I thought that was a very refreshing version of her. I thought that she absolutely killed it. And, seeing her, first of all, if somebody gave me, and I am not judging anyone, if you told me that I had to go use the restroom in a compost toilet.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's
a no from me.
I don't know I don't even trust porta potties. Like, my brothers used to wait, like when we would go out to, like my dad's sites, construction sites or whatever, or just like whatever sites, my brothers and their friends used to wait for their friends to go in the porta potty and then they would tip them over. And it's just,
oh God, that's so gross.
And so, no, I do not trust
I can't
a toilet.
I just don't want to take away from like how as humanity we've moved forward in how we do those kinds of things. So I just want to support the future of that and not like go back and do the compost thing. Like, if need be, if the world is like ending and we don't have flushable toilets, then yes, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, guys. So we're going to move on. With over 300 in the room, smash the like button and show some love. But we have another person who Bravo fans are jumping the gun in this situation, being very quick to believe that she might be our next big Bravo scandal. And I was a little shocked by this, but Lisa Barlow is the one who's in question. I don't know if you guys have seen this. She has fans worrying because on the show, she ended up pulling out like a nice wad of $100 bills, and they feel like
what did I say?
The next Teresa Giudice. No, you said it.
Go ahead, finish. I just want to talk about that because that is the first thing I said when she pulled out the cash. I'm like, she's trying to show off. You know what I mean? It just looked like she was trying to show off in front of Heather. She's like, look at all these hundreds I have. I mean, listen, we all carry cash, right? Or maybe we don't anymore. Not a lot of people don't carry cash.
I don't carry cash. I don't even have a debit card.
You do. You just, we can only put 2 cards in your wallet that sticks on behind your phone because otherwise you're going to lose your wallet. Like, if he always knows where his phone is, but on his wallet. So we just made that go together. But, it's wild. It felt like a flex. It felt like, I need to show you that I have money by pulling out all of these hundreds. I need to pull out a wad of cash to impress you. And I know she did it for Heather, but I know she was doing it for the cameras too. It's like, you don't need to prove it, Well,
I thought a bigger flex would be Angie Katsaneva's pulling out a black card, because when you have a black card, you don't have to come out with like the $100 bills. And also it's all traceable and it's less questionable, because there is a total paper trail when it comes to it. I didn't think that this was the flex that you think that she thought it was. But at the end of the day, she did respond to this and she said, listen, first of all, I will never pay with cash on the show again. Secondly, I am a businesswoman and I don't rely on a man to pay my bills. I'm very,
self-sufficient.
Thank you. On my own. And lastly, there is nothing about me that is fraudulent. So you guys can pretty much go off with that. And I was
You
like,
know, Wendy said the
okay.
same thing. No, no, I'm just kidding. No, no, I'm just kidding. No, no, I'm just kidding. You
No,
know, I
don't
I
think
have
that
to
she's
defend
fraudulent.
Lisa a little bit here, only because, she has had her tequila business for 18 years, guys.
Yeah.
People who have business, we have businesses, especially when they have large businesses like that, they move differently. So they can have a lot of debt at one point. They take out a lot of, sorry, my brain doesn't work today. A lot of loans and things against the company to help build the company. It just works differently. I'm sure there's lots of lawsuits. There was lots of lawsuits with, Lisa Vanderpump and her restaurants. There's lots of lawsuits with different housewives and different things and it just happens. It's part of the business. So I have to agree with that. But if we're talking about anybody in Salt Lake City, I want to know about the whole Bronwyn case that is just completely shut down from the world.
Let me just say this too. And we're going to be very careful, you guys, when it comes to this whole Bronwyn case. But with the whole Bronwyn of it all, you guys saw where at the end of this episode, it came out that she was, and first of all, by the way, I just want to Google this really quick. Bronwyn Newport's age. Bronwyn.
Isn't she my age? Or am I making that up?
Age. She is 39 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I love that she was like, guys, that was 10 years ago. And I'm like, okay, so you were 30? So you were 2 years younger than me? Like, what the fuck is that? But when she's talking about these things, she said that there is such a misconception behind what those charges were and that she can't speak about them because the documents were sealed for certain reasons, meaning that she is not allowed to talk on them. I did speak to an attorney who said yes and no. Usually when a document is sealed, it means that the general public does not have access to it. And also it can't be used against them in future cases. But then also what they were telling me was if you specifically want to talk about it, you reserve the right because you were the one who was listed in that case. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but there were fraud charges or allegations. There was identity theft. There was a lot that was listed in this. And I think that at the end of the day, it is a very easy way out, in my opinion, to be like, well, I can't talk about this because it's a sealed document. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking nice for you. Like,
I mean, listen, Salt Lake is the gift that keeps on giving. It really is. We have the storylines from Heather and her Mormonism and Jen Shaw and the Lisa and Meredith of it all, from Whitney's foolishness to Mary's foolishness. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. This is a franchise that is going to run on so long with scandal, fraud, comedic relief. It is so crazy. I have to say, I'm enjoying the season so far. I really am. And might I add that I am actually really enjoying Heather Gay for maybe the first time ever. And I don't know, it's because she is so produced in the way she narrates the show, but I really am. And I'm actually really curious because I grew up Mormon. I'm really interested to see and very surprised that Bravo picked up the show with her.
Yeah. Well, it's a 3-part special. What is it? The Secret Lives of Surviving Mormonism or some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I am and I'm not. The reason I'm not surprised is that they use her as a key figure when they have like these big events for like Hey You in Australia or any of the other locations, when they want somebody to like be at the forefront and be a representative of the network. They always use Heather, but the reason I've heard for them doing that was because the ratio as far as the fan feedback, positive to negative, really heavily leans in the positive for her.
Yeah.
So that's why they continuously use her and they also continuously reward her. And we also heard that, you guys, she might be getting some sort of spinoff that they were casting for or testing out other people from her beauty lab and laser. What
Yeah.
I was gonna say spa. It's a spa.
Well, it's like a medi spa, like a medi spa.
Yeah, like a medi spa. Yeah. Okay.
Like Botox, injectables, sit in a sauna. I don't know what else. Fillers. If you want to look like a housewife.
Life's short, get the lips is what she says. But before we move on from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I see where Jason has tagged a lot of questions.
Let's do it.
You guys are coming in hot. So beneath_it, do you think it's because the Housewives franchise grows that there is so much more criminal cases? It's a depiction of society in general. I think that they just don't do their due diligence when it comes to the casting process. And I feel like these are...
Or they do.
Or they do. Or they do. Yeah. Or they do.
You know?
Because even Jenny Nguyen, who had, you know, like the racist like messages on Facebook and stuff,
Horrible.
I find it very hard to believe that somebody didn't come across that. I think that this was just like, oh my God, you know, we're going to use her until we get through the entire season. And then we're going to bury her ass at the end of the season. This is going to be great. Watch. Here we go.
I mean, but also on the talent side too, I do think it's a little bit of a depiction of where society is right now, because the society is like a mess, right? Like no one can agree on anything. No one can meet in the middle. It's insane. But I do, I think it's weird because, you know, like when you and I were approached for Vanderpump Rules and we were both working for Lisa and we had done all the test interviews and then the pandemic hit, and that would have been what, season 8 or something like that?
Yeah.
Season 9 that we were going into. Season 9. Yeah. We even like, just as people who are thinking, you know, we don't really, I wasn't huge on social media besides Instagram. I got on Instagram when it first started. I was in Cirque du Soleil. I wanted to post photos and stuff like that, which is funny because they used to like not allow us to post anything. And now everybody has to post things. But, you know, we went back on our social media and we're like, did we ever say something stupid? Because, you know, kids say some dumb stuff. I was an adult when I had social media. I've never said anything weird. We went back. If you were Jenny Nguyen and you had a history of like racist comments and slurs, and you were holding like guns everywhere and like that right now with all of the shootings we have going on all over all the time, don't you think like, I should probably delete my Facebook, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Does that ever come across your mind? Like, that's what I think. These women, some are really smart and some are just really not. You know,
I think that's, I'm not arguing that
really
at all.
Not.
I think that's
what the hell happened?
That's a fair statement. Toaster JB, can we talk about Denise? We absolutely will.
Definitely.
Question, Adam, I'd be out there quick. No running water. Oh, out of there. Yeah, no. Compost toilets? Absolutely not.
No.
Katsky, welcome. New member. And then we have Toaster JB. What is happening to Erika and her court case? I'll get to that when I talk about the Denise of it all. Vicky Harnish said, did you guys hear that Garcelle said that she might come back if Erika was fired? We did, but we'll talk about that when we talk about Erika. Weren't the charges against Bronwyn dismissed? I believe it was a mix of both. So we'll have to wait and see what that looks like. Who else was annoyed by Emily and Gina in last night's episode? Emily needs to sweep her front door. We'll talk about OC, you guys too. Guys, you're jumping ahead of me. And
we're all excited. We missed Monday. We have to get on this.
Brendan Carroll said, remember Monica Garcia chose not to talk about Salt Lake City at all. I was surprised to see her with Carlos King doing that podcast, talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What happened there? You know, I love Monica, you guys. Like, Monica and I are really, really good friends. I think that, like Teresa Giudice says, time heals all wounds. And I think it's probably become a lot easier for her to discuss the show now that it's been multiple seasons that she's been off the show. I'm sure that some of the moments and some of the cast members still trigger her, but I do think that it's probably become a little bit more easy. And you guys,
I mean, I did say the same thing, Adam. I did say the same thing, but I know Monica. I love Monica, so I don't, you know. Well, I was like, oh, that's funny.
Well, yeah, but also you guys have to remember too, she's like a new mommy, and she, you know, like, of course she has her other daughters, but she has her new cute little baby. And I'm sure she's probably like, give me something to do that is escapism from just like sitting here with my newborn. So yeah, but we're going to get into the Denise Richards of it all.
Oof, jeez.
Before we do, Kiki Monique ended up coming on and she talked to the Bravo investigator. Here we go.
intimate pictures. He had taken, he was her photographer for OnlyFans. So intimate pictures.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why he's wanting to take half of her earnings from OnlyFans, because he said, I took those pictures, which let's talk about that later. But there were also intimate text messages between Denise and Rudy Reyes. Rudy Reyes is one of the instructors from Special Forces, and he said that was proof that she was having an affair, and these were leaked. So when her attorney was questioning about if you're saying you didn't, take these from her, or he said he did take the photos and the text messages from her phone. He said he did it because when he found out, he thought he needed proof if he was going to file for divorce. He needed backup to show that, she was cheating. I guess intimate pictures he had taken.
Okay. So just to give you guys a little bit of backstory as to what is happening in this whole Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's of it all. Aaron Pfeiffer's right here. Hey, Aaron. It's always great to see you.
Okay, we're not doing that ill-fitted jacket with that collar.
Yeah.
What are we doing? No.
Well,
do people not have gay friends anymore?
Listen, he might need a gay friend right now. But Aaron Pfeiffer's, as you guys know, he was arrested in the Los Angeles courtroom. This was on October 17th on a felony warrant while a hearing was ongoing. That was regarding Denise's restraining order. But now his cousin has actually taken to the stand, and she is claiming, oh, hold on, Denise is not lying. Let me just tell you guys multiple counts that I've witnessed. And it was like, wait,
wow.
What? So this woman actually worked at his holistic med spa, whatever you guys want to call it, clinic. The one that he had in Malibu that is no longer a thing. But she claimed that there was one incident that she saw Aaron Pfeiffer's get really upset with Denise and punch her in the eye and give her a black eye. That was one. She also claimed that there was another incident where Denise took a tumble down the stairs. She also claimed that there was another incident inside of a parking garage where he got frustrated with her and he slammed her head against the concrete wall, giving her a concussion.
What?
And she also claimed that he made a statement to not only Denise, but also to the cousin, his cousin, mind you, the one who ended up showing up to court, that if either one of you guys take this to the police, I will unalive both of you.
It's crazy. He has a history though. You know what I mean? Like he's insane. I think we talked about this on Hot Messy before.
We have to wait and see before you make statements like that, we have to wait and see.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm going based off what we heard on the Hot Mic from Beverly Hills. Come on.
Yeah.
Like all roads lead to Oz. You know what I mean? Like allegedly, if you want me to say that, but like he comes off a little creep. But I've met both of them a few times when I was running Pump, and they were nothing but lovely. I do have to say, like,
I think that in a crazy world, like, he's claiming that he has no money, he needs money. But you guys, he posted a $200,000 bond right after he got arrested. And then he talked to TMZ and he said, I still love my wife. I just wish that she would stop lying and hurting people. And then his attorney was like, stop talking. Like you cannot talk like about her. You have a restraining order against you. But what I hope for her, and this is just like a personal, like I hope for her, I get if you took the photos, whatever the case is. Do I think that you're entitled to 6 figures a month? No, I fucking don't. I think that it afforded you a very comfortable life. I think that you had your own thing going. I'm not quite sure why his practice ended up shutting down. I'm not sure about that. But more importantly, I'm not sure why Denise Richards did not go to helloprenup.com and get a fucking prenup. Like
you would think with all of the divorces that these celebrities go through, you think you'd want to protect yourself at some point. You know? You really think that would be, oh my God, I'm getting married for the 5th time. I should probably this time get a prenup. You know what I mean? No, I'm just saying in general. I'm talking about celebrities in general. There are many. Has anyone asked what Nicolette Sheridan thinks?
She just gets called to the stand. Like, Nicolette.
Just by the fans. Hey, we just want to know what you think. Like, what's going on?
Here's the thing. He's saying that she has like a bad addiction with alcohol and Vicodin and mixing of things. Okay, that both things can be true at the same time. She might have some sort of issue, and just like we saw him like crushing her hand on the show, or at least that's what it seemed to appear to be. We saw her show up and put her jacket on upside down. We've seen her clearly impaired on the show. We've seen her caught in what fans believe to be lies about potential affairs, like with Brandi Glanville. And that could be true that she does battle with something like that. I mean, guys, she was married to Charlie Sheen. So let's not just like pretend like this couldn't be a possibility. However, at the end of the day, if in fact she is dealing with stuff like that, does that mean that you get to give her black eyes? She has to take a tumble down the stairs or get her head slammed against a concrete wall? No. Both things can be true at the same time. She might have some sort of substance issue. I'm not saying she does, but she could. But also, that doesn't mean that she deserves to get her ass beat by a man that's 3 times her size. And I'm not saying he did, but in the court, this is what is being talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild. It's
wild.
Wild is all you can say.
That's all we can say. But guys, I'm gonna keep going on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Again, if you guys have questions, just go ahead and post them. But the next thing that I wanted to bring up really quick is we have BravoCon coming up, which we will be talking about further in depth on members only. But it looks like we might have another Squash That Beef. Here we go.
Okay, so out of everyone in the Bravo universe, we're going to BravoCon soon. Who has been the rudest to you?
Yes.
Oh, by far, Erika Jayne, bitch. You asked. Oh, wait, and Doreen is not the nicest person either. We love that, but...
Okay. So that, and then thank you to Bravo Snark side. Garcelle is explaining why she left the show.
Miss Housewives at all?
No.
So you're not coming back at all?
Not anytime soon.
Wow.
No.
So for
I mean, it was great. It was great in terms of like I got a new audience and there were really wonderful things that happened because of the show. But I think my time was up.
Yeah.
So why did you leave? Because your time was up, or was it contracts? Was it more money? Or
no, nothing like that. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was really hurting my spirit.
Gotcha.
I just couldn't do it. Yeah, that was really it.
People try to pit you and Bose against each other, and they thought that was the reason.
I don't know why. No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I met with Bose prior to her coming onto the show for lunch. We got along great. So no, it wasn't anything like that. It was just I couldn't physically, mentally, spiritually do it anymore.
I'm big on discernment. How do you know, especially in this business, when something does not agree with your spirit?
You know what? I've been really great about choosing me when I'm faced with.
Do you miss Housewives at all?
Okay.
Great answer.
No,
you should choose you. I think that she left at the right time. I also think like with people saying, you know, for her to come back and stuff like that, I think she's busy. And there's real no through storyline for Garcelle, even though I love Garcelle. You know, like what's going to be in the mix here? You know, like what's going to be happening? And I think she chose wisely, to be honest with you. She has a thriving career right now.
Well, and I also think that it's smart. It's always smarter to walk away from something as opposed to being kicked off of something. I think that
1,000%.
Right. Like, I think that changes the game a little bit. But, you know, there was a fan who asked a question on Watch What Happens Live that said, what would it take for you to come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And she said that Erika Jayne would have to be gone from the show. Now, the only thing that I have to say about that, which Jason and I were taking our morning walk this morning and we were talking about this, Erika is now pursuing a DJ career. She has her music. She has the Tom Girardi of it all. She has this ability to shut down anybody and talk like this and be like, really? Is that what you want to do right now? And like shut people down. And she's just an asshole. But it translates to the fans. Like the fans really, really enjoy it. Because even if she doesn't have something going on at home with her and her dog and her her son that we never get to see, and her estranged husband who's now serving prison time. Like, there will be something that comes up with her. But for Garcelle, she's a little bit more of like, on the show, as far as storyline, she's more of like a floater. And I think that's fair to say. Like, she kind of gets in and she will bring up something that's going on, but she doesn't really, we don't know a whole lot about her personal dating life. She doesn't want her kids a part of it anymore after they got attacked on social media. We don't see a whole lot of her producing or directing any of these movies or shows that she's doing, or her career outside of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I do kind of look at her as a little bit more of a floater.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I want to go back to that Luann thing too, because, you know, we've been to a couple of BravoCons now. We're always like each there and everywhere. You know what I mean? And I could see, though, what Luann said. You can see from a mile away, like, Erika is so unapproachable. Dorit does not know how to work a room. No. It's the original, the OG old school housewives, like Dorinda, like Luann, like even Lisa Vanderpump, like those old school housewives. When you see them at BravoCon, they are working the room all the time. They're always on. They're playing into it. They love it. Then you see the Dorit, who takes herself a little too seriously. You know what I mean? And you see the Erika, who looks like, I mean, almost scared when I've seen her before she goes on stage, and even when she's on stage, you know, until she loosens up and gets on Watch What Happens Live and throws Dorit and PK under the bus. But she is kind of like, you know, they're kind of reserved. They do come off a little unapproachable and a little, you know, like too good almost. So I have to agree with Luann there, because if you see Luann at any event, if you see her at her show, God bless you if you've been, but if you've seen her at her show, she's working the room. She's working the stage. She loves it. You know what I mean? Oh,
she loves it. All right. Yeah.
She loves it. My ears don't like it whenever I listen to it, but you know,
you're right.
It's like, geez.
Okay, we're
holy hell.
She go.
Wait, can I go back into this
on the show when they called her Luann? I was like,
I can't. No, God. Shut up. She has that deep voice. But you know, I do have to say, really quick, what is the? I get Luann wanting to go into the cabaret thing, but now we have all of these housewives just diving into the DJ thing. Like, what's going on with that?
Well, I think what happened was, you know, I don't know, you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my camera's doing this, but I think what happened was we had a situation with Meredith Marks, who has a lot of connections, and clearly before she was ever even on the show, she was a part of the fashion world, you guys. So she has been around for a hot minute, and she ended up getting this like massive deal, this $3 million deal, in order to do this tour or residency or whatever it was. And I think that probably got other people excited. You know, like James Kennedy has been talking about being a DJ since what, season 2 or 3, Vanderpump Rules, season 3, I believe, of Vanderpump Rules. Now we have Maddie Reese who's doing it. We have Kyle Cook from Summer House who's doing it. And then all of a sudden here comes DJ Meredith Marks, and she's like, $3 million deal. Like, what the?
I mean, that's insane. That? It's crazy. Yeah. You know, James, okay. You know, he's worked for that. I mean, I guess he's kind of good. I have heard little rumors and stuff like that where, like, sometimes, and we all know this when it comes to celebrity DJs, they're not always playing their set. Like, you know, it's like playing and they're doing shit like that. And the thing is, it's just, it comes off weird. Like, I would go to see Meredith DJ because I think it's just so awkward. Like, it's so wild. Have you seen her DJ? Like, no, but what's happening? I don't even think she's listening to what we're listening to. She's amazing. But like, I would go just for that, like 1000%.
But also,
you know,
but like Meredith, you guys.
Oh, I'm not. That's not a dig. I'm just saying, like, it's like, you know, sometimes the beat's on like the 2 and 4, and she's on the 1 and 3, and it's fine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Erika, but now she's going into DJing. So there you have it.
From the cabarets to the DJs.
Robin Rodriguez said, I found you by accident 2 years ago and did all the things along with becoming a member and never left. Love both of
thank you,
y'all from
Robin.
Dallas, Texas. Hey, thanks, Robin. And also thank you for the super sticker. Jay Goldfarb said, membership, no laptop, and yes, iPhone shows $399, and I paid that when I was a member.
So here, I'll give you guys just one more thing with this. When it comes to becoming a member, if you're using the YouTube app on your phone, Apple takes like a 30% commission from the developer. So that equals up to $3.99. I don't know how it raises. It's just something that Apple does. It's
Well,
called
30%
the Apple.
of $3 is $1.
Well, I don't. Yeah. Okay. There you go. So they take a 30% thing. It's called the Apple tax. They do it on a lot of apps. So I would say exit the app, go into your browser, log into YouTube there. That's where you should sign up for a membership. We don't have control over the Apples of the world. So yeah. Sorry, guys.
Tara Leitner said, Adam, do you get upset when people disagree with you in the comments on YouTube? Not at all, you guys.
I disagree with him all the time.
Literally, like I'm like conditioned for it. Like it happens to me every single day. And you know, I see the comments, and usually when I'm talking about something and I give an opinion, I'm not a dictator. Like my opinion is my opinion, but I always open it up and ask people at the end or even at the beginning of every single video. And I'm like, guys, share your thoughts with me. And sometimes, even not all the time, but sometimes I even get swayed into a different mindset based off of what people are saying in the comments. So no, I'm always
they bring up good points.
And yeah. And like, listen, I'm receiving it. If you're telling me to go F myself and I hope you die, like, sure. No, I'm probably not the most excited about those comments, which I get those every once in a while too. But if it's like, well, Adam, I disagree with you because of this, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Do you know what bothers me more than anything when it comes to the comments?
What?
Is when you do have an opinion, you become biased to the comments sometimes. And then when you don't give an opinion, people are like, why aren't you giving your opinion? It's like, well, it's a lose-lose. What the hell do you want? You know what I mean? Like, I'll always give you my opinion no matter what.
You definitely can. You can't always win the game of the comment section on YouTube, you guys. But it's not just YouTube. We have almost 200,000 followers on TikTok, and then Instagram is also its own monster. And then we have the podcast. So we get comments galore coming from all directions. And no, we don't take anything to heart. If anything more, if I ever get like upset about anything, it's more so I feel like sometimes I bond with certain people in the community, whether it's in my DMs or messages. And then when they reach out to me because there's something that's more personal going on in their lives, sometimes I feel like it's a cancer and more of like an empath. I internalize that and then I take that on and I just feel like the weight of it. And that bothers me more than anything. But as far as like disagreeing with me or attacking me in any way, no, I don't give a shit. Like, no. But guys, we're going to take this over to the Real Housewives of Miami because there's more. So in case you guys wanted some more Julia Limagova, because we don't know if we're getting more of her on the show.
Lord have mercy.
Here we go.
You want to know if it's true? Yes. Second one. Do you want to know if it happened while I was married to Martina? Yes. No. That's all I have to say for now. No, no, and no. Wait, one more thing.
I love how she's switching the mic.
Well done. No, Adriana, she takes a piece of the truth and then she wraps it in a bunch of lies. No, I did not give the Asian nutrition a coffee maker. No.
All right, guys. So especially when it comes to Julia versus Adriana Moura, that's going to be one for another day because they both have clearly conflicting stories. But you know who else entered the chat, which was interesting?
Wait, can we just say really quick, this doesn't do her any favors, Julia. No. It does her no favors. She just needs to stop. Okay, the Haitian mortician, did it happen? Yes. While you're married to Martina, no. But then you're alleging that you had a whole fling with Adriana while you were married. So it doesn't make you look any better, girl.
Well,
It
and then
does
also,
not make you look good.
what about the cop?
What about the cop? What about
Like,
the other?
That's
Whatever.
the next thing that I want to know about. Like what, you know, and not only that, it's like still at the end of the day, I think it's just embarrassing for Martina. But okay. You guys know Anna, who was on the Real Housewives of Miami. She is no longer on the Real Housewives of Miami, but she still has a podcast. She still talks about the show and different Bravo hot topics. Actually, her and I had a little bit of a little stiff,
Beef,
if you will. We had a little bit of a beef. And finally, you know, it just got to the point where I reached out to her and I said, can you send me your number? I would love to jump on a phone call. And I jumped on a phone call with her. We sat and talked for probably like an hour, Jason, right? And we talked for like an hour and we were able to resolve all of that because I was like, this is just stupid. You don't care enough. I don't care enough. You've never met me. I've never met you.
Can I just say it's like that with most, if it's like a content creator, like pish pash or a little whatever thing, when people get in their feelings, they want to fight with other creators, which I think is just so fucking ridiculous. Or if it's like someone you haven't really connected with, I feel like there's some kind of, you can always kind of agree on one thing, or like a conversation always kills the chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Oh, hey, Brendan. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. I also saw, hey, what are you guys going to be for Halloween? We're not.
No, we're getting back from New York on Halloween.
We're getting back from New York.
I dressed as a clown for like 13 years, so I just don't like to dress up anymore.
And I also, somebody said that we missed some questions. So if you think that we missed some questions, then just go back and repost the questions if you don't mind. But let me play this clip. Thank you for Anna posting it. But it was also Leah. And I don't know what in the fuck Sprint mobile mouthpiece thing that this is going on with Leah, but she talked to Watch What Crappens, and this is what she said.
Arc of your relationship with Alexia, because when you were on Miami in the early days, Alexia was much more of a side character.
For me, I always said she had two faces. You know, when I was selling my skincare cream, I'm like, I can sell her double because she's got two faces. And for me, the final straw with her, in addition to the conniving and the lying and the backstabbing and the rest of that she does with her sidekick over there, was when they outed Herman. There is no going back from that. You don't do that to somebody that supported you and your two kids because your husband was in jail, and then they're 6 feet under and can't defend themselves, and you use it as a storyline.
Oh, that's interesting, because when that happened, she was kind of a hero, I think, with the audience.
That's all bullshit. I was at every event they ever had. I hosted half of them. I did the parade. I did it all. In all those years, I never saw her one thing ever. She was never at one thing.
Well, we saw her at a gay pride, but in this version of the show, and she was a little problematic, actually.
Well, when she outed Herman, they had to paint her as a friend to the gay community, or it would have made her look like who she is, somebody that outed a gay husband that she knew was gay all along.
So she did know he was gay all along?
Yeah.
What cast?
Oh my God. That mic is not working for her, by the way. She probably just didn't, whatever. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things about Alexia, especially former cast members of Miami, that makes me kind of look the other way, and I did note, like, on a few hot, messy topics when we were covering Miami this season, that I just feel like Alexia and Marisol have become the mean girls that, like, they've always been called, and I'm just really curious about this. I mean, we've also heard rumors and people all over the internet saying they've seen her and Todd back together. So I would assume that Alexia and Marisol would do whatever it takes to stay on that show.
Well, I also think that they heavily lean into that same dynamic that a lot of fans weren't happy with on Real Housewives of Potomac, like between Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon. And I feel like we see a lot of that between them, where it's just like them together. It's very confusing to fans, because fans are like, can you guys not stand alone? Can you not have your own separate conversations? And even Stephanie, when she was arguing with them in Spain, she's like, one at a time. Like, my eyes don't go like this. Okay. Like somebody, you each have to have your own, you know, conversation with me. Like have your own fucking brain cell. And it was like, oh. But Giselle and Robin were like that a lot. And, you know, a lot of people are enjoying Giselle now without
not
Robin.
in the same, you know, not in the same thing. I get that comparison for sure. But
Yeah.
I do think, you know, what you just said was right. I enjoying Giselle way more without Robin completely. But like Marisol and Alexia, they're like one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
no, exactly.
Same. But Marisol really needed to heavily lean on Mama Elsa before in the earlier seasons, because Marisol by herself back in the earlier seasons, to me, wasn't as interesting without Mama Elsa, just in my opinion.
And I think though too, like for Marisol, I think that Marisol is a good antagonist. I think that she's great at moving the storylines along, just like Adriana de Moura. She does it more so like throws the rocks, but like plants the seeds for somebody else to throw the rocks. And then she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. My hands, ideas mia. My hands are clean.
I do think like, even when you did hear though, Marisol, like in the bathroom with Julia, like she said something to the effect of, we don't do that on our show. Marisol, I feel like has this ownership of the show. Like she feels like some kind of, I don't know, you know, connection to the show. And it could be because she spent so much time on it with her mom, of course. But like, it just seems like, what do you mean our show, friend? You know what I mean?
She's been on
friend
it since
of
season 1.
No, 100%. But like, she's not stringing the show right now. She's not pushing the show. Her storylines aren't the show. Her storyline is being next to Alexia and then jumping on other people. Like that's her storyline. Yeah. That's weird. That's all it is. You know?
It just like it doesn't stop. Well, guys, before we end up moving on from the Real Housewives of Miami, I do see a couple more questions. Kathleen McNeil said, Jason, your Cirque show was a question on Jeopardy this week, and it included a group photo that I think was you in character. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. It
Did you know
probably
that?
is, guys. If you guys go on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, my face is still the face of Cirque du Soleil when you go to any of those things. So
That's
it
really
is kind
cool.
of, it's always fun to see it pop up. We were in Vegas, like a few years ago, Adam, and they had a whole slot machine in the Bellagio, and it was all my face from Cirque. It was a really
Jason,
cool character.
Jason puts his first little like coin inside of it and then like wins the jackpot. And I'm like, of course you did. And then
I
I'm
only
over here, like,
win on those
spinning.
25-cent machines. I don't win like when I'm gambling. Like if I did blackjack, I always fucking lose. But if I have like a quarter, well, they don't have those anymore. I don't even think they allow it anymore, do they?
I don't know.
But those 25-cent machines, that's where you win.
Yeah. Also, hello from Scotland. Hi, Chatterbox. There's a show here, Made in Chelsea, and LVP was on it as her nephew Sam is on it and is engaged with a little baby boy on the way. LVP was a delight on the show. Jason loves that show.
It's my guilty pleasure. There's so much of it. There's always like Made in Chelsea, Made in Chelsea, Made in Chelsea. And I feel like there's so many seasons, and I'm catching up, but I am on the current one. I just haven't gotten there yet, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things.
Matt said, did you see the preview of the season finale of OC? Do you believe that what they're saying about Gretchen being narrow-minded? Guys, let's just jump into it.
Do it.
Speaking of Gretchen, I don't know if you guys saw this little tidbit that came out. Not sure if this is real, but Bravo Lowdown ended up sharing this, saying Gretchen will not marry Slade because he owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in back child support, and he won't get a job because of wage garnishment. He also has been to jail. So as of 2023, he owed approximately $152,000, with his last recorded payment being $36.19 in August of 2019. There have been at least 8 contempt of court orders over the years for violating support-related rulings, though no additional arrests or jail stints are documented beyond 2009. So if you guys did not watch last night, what they're trying to get to is the fact that they are claiming, at least Tamara is claiming, that Gretchen liked some posts that clearly are going to trigger Heather McDonald, who has multiple children in the LGBTQIA plus community, trans and gay. And, I think what they're claiming is that she liked something that goes against that. So that was going to trigger Heather. And if you guys saw the preview for next week's episode, Heather was very stern in what she was saying. And Jen Padranti said, wait, but are you coming from a biblical point of view? And Heather was like, are you fucking kidding me? And Jen was like, no, I'm just asking if that's where she's coming from. And so, yeah, shit's going to hit the fan. Like Tamara was like, oh, you're going to come after me? Watch this. Hold my joint.
Hold my joint.
Hold my joint.
Holy hell. I really enjoyed the episode though last night. I've said before too, ever since like the cake party and a little bit before, I've been enjoying it. I do still think there is that piece of Katie Janela is missing. Yeah. And even last night on Watch What Happens Live, I thought it was interesting. You know, they did with Shannon, they did Shannon Beador, you know, where you can keep the door open or close the door. And when they asked her, or when Andy asked Shannon about, is it completely the doors closed with Katie Janela? I thought that was going to be a straight yes, but she said she was very hurt, but we're housewives. We move past things, you know, kind of like that. And I'm like, ooh, what happened at the reunion now? I really want to know what happened at the reunion. We also know why they're not having a panel at BravoCon is because their reunion, I think the last part of the reunion is the day before BravoCon starts. So, you know, I think they need to let it play out.
Yeah, it's too close.
Yeah.
But also what I did want to say too is like, I don't know, this might be an unpopular opinion, you guys, but watching, and I'm not sitting here trying to like get anybody in trouble or fired, but watching Shannon Beador flailing around in her arms like this, and she's like leaning over and she's trying to grab the thing. It's like, she's always doing so much.
Theatrics, always.
It's so performative and it's so exhausting. So you're either like performing like a clown, or I feel like she's like that clown it. She's like either smiling at you and being like, woo, and like giving you the tricks, or she's like, I'm going to fucking rip your head off. But it's like, it's just now, it's kind of like we're seeing the same bit every single time.
This thing and like my plates, this, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I think it's a little like, it's time.
Yeah.
I think next season, to be honest, after watching her on Watch What Happens Live last night, I don't really see her going anywhere. You know,
yeah.
I do maybe see a demotion because I don't feel Shannon is like that kind of center person anymore. She's not like, you know, I think she could go back into the chorus a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Like you're saying she's not giving you main cast energy anymore.
No.
And
it's because it is true. It's like, it's becoming redundant. It's like, you know, it's too much.
It's just, yeah, it's becoming a little bit more annoying is what it is. But okay.
So keep Katie and demote Shannon.
All right. We're going to take some more questions really quick. Yes, we saw that. Avia said,
oh, that's cool.
That's right. I've also seen Jason and Cirque at the Royal Albert Hall. That's exciting. We went there together when we went to London.
Yeah, I got to perform there twice. And there's actually, you know,
the Queen there.
I performed the Queen the first time. I also performed for William and Kate. And just fun fact, I know no one cares, but from every show that's ever been performed at the Royal Albert Hall, they take one photo and they put it in the hallway because there's many levels of the Royal Albert Hall. And the one shot they got from the last time I was performing there, I was right in the center because my character was like the main character of the show or the MC of the show. And it was like right in the center and it's hanging right there. And all I wanted to do last time was show Adam where it's hanging in the Royal Albert Hall. But the artist who was rehearsing requested a full close down of the hall. It's a closed set. So no one could go, even though we were going to be in the hallway.
It was cool too, though, because they had a coffee table book, you guys, like a big coffee table book that I ended up, my friend Melissa and we ended up just buying it. And it had Jason's picture in that. And it showed like a list of like all of the performers in there. And it had his name. And I thought that was a really cool souvenir to take as well. Tara Leitner said, I saw you in Cirque. You're an amazing performer. Wow.
Guys, thank you. You know what? I want to share this story with you guys really quick. Just last year, I went back. The Cirque du Soleil invited me to go back to the show that I created a role on. And it's been 18 years at the time, almost 19 now since I created that role. And they just wanted me to check up on the characters, see the show, give some notes. And one of the girls came up to me and she was like crying. She's like, I used to watch you every day on the DVD. And I'm like, don't tell me that. That was so long ago.
You're like,
she's like, when I was 5, I used to watch you all the time. And I'm like, oh my God. Amazing that the show is still thriving. If you guys have seen Kuza or know about Kuza, it is the longest running Cirque du Soleil touring show. So
created by Jason.
And yes, I did perform for Clooney in Italy.
And
thanks, Mom.
Jason, did you watch the sideshows of MIC?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know what MIC is.
I think it's that.
Maybe I should know.
Made in Chelsea.
Oh, no. Do I need to get into that? I love my trash Made in Chelsea TV. I love it. I love it. So let me know.
Before we get ready for our members only, you guys, let me just take this one. The Teresa junk with Kathy is last year's news. We all saw that she was trying to do with what she was trying to do with that, circling her wagons, etc. Thank God Kathy said, go away. Actually, guys, Teresa slid into my comment section, like literally less than like 10 hours ago. And she said, this is not true. So if you guys want to go look on my reel where I posted that story, and it's like literally less than like a minute and 5 seconds or something like that, you can go see where I'm sure Teresa's comment is going to be sitting right there at the top. But yeah, check it out. In the meantime, though, before we end up signing off on this, guys, don't forget to smash the like button and show some love. And as always, go and check out our one-stop shop, which is upandadamlive.com. We have incredible writers and a lot of fun stories that are always coming out. So you guys can go check those out. And you can also see our latest videos that come up. And you can check out our podcast. You can meet the team. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But then
so fun.
Also, our baby has finally been birthed. I don't know. We've been talking about this, guys. We'll dive a little bit more into it on our members only, but we had our CBD company before, and clearly we thought that it was such a fun, clever name with the name Blow. We quickly decided to make a change just due to the outreach by major consumers and distributors who just wanted to partake in what we were doing, but they had a little bit of caution when it came to having that name tied to our brand. So we made it a little bit more commercially friendly. So now we have SEAGRASS. So you guys can go to seagrassco.com, which is listed in the description. And you can go check it out. We have our nighttime gummies back. The site looks absolutely amazing. And we have a lot of fun promo codes for you guys. So check that out as well.
Guys, I know a lot of you have been reaching out, and our site is still, it just went up. So our marketing photos and stuff are coming up. We haven't even announced this on social media yet. If you guys are a member, wait, we have a special code for members only. But anybody who subscribes or watches this video, if you want to use code Up and Adam, it gives you 20% off. We are so excited. We'll go into this more in members, but the legalities and everything, even when we have the same product and we're just kind of changing the name and the look and everything, I have to redo everything and go back through the process. And it has just been so crazy. And you will be able to see it storefront soon. And just in time for the holidays. And everything is just so good. It's that little extra something, like before you go to bed. Everything's organic. It's clean. As we've told you guys before, we work with our farms. We work with our manufacturer. I talk to them every week. And we just make things awesome. They're the best tasting gummies you will ever
Oh my God, guys, they're so good.
So good.
And also Muddy Grace, we have both. So,
yeah.
And then also, guys, we are probably going to take just 5 minutes really quick while Jason pours himself another tea and I grab myself another little soda water. But we will see you over on our members only live. We have a lot of little life updates that have been happening over the past week. And like I said at the beginning of this, Adam made a big oops, but we're also getting ready to go to New York City. I will share with you my big flashing red flag F up on members only, and you guys can laugh at me together. But then we have New York coming up, and then BravoCon. So we're going to share all of our plans. Get ready for that. Just go right over there. And I pinned that link in the live chat. So you guys can go click on the link, and we will see you in a minute. Smash the like button. Show some love. Looks really classy and expensive. Thanks, Chatterbox.
Hey, thank you.
We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Have a good weekend.
Love you guys.